these people wink last night after what we realized.
Well, I have to admit, I think we're finally onto something that explains all of Sheila's strange behavior.
Do you mind me asking what?
If Sheila's baby weren't really Scott's, and all this time she's been desperately trying to conceal that from him.
It's so typically Sheila. She knew she'd never get her hooks in Scott unless there was some way to trap him. So she came up with the ultimate trap. Exactly. She got herself pregnant.
And ever since she's been passing out her baby as Scott's.
It's how she holds on to him. It is the weapon that she holds over his head. And that is why he can't and won't leave her because of his son. But if the baby isn't really his, well, that's what we have to prove. Somehow.
Lauren, have you thought about what this is going to do to Scott when he finds out that this precious little boy is not really his son?
Yes, I thought about it. I know it's going to be devastating for him. He loves that baby more than anything. But I know that he will love him whether he is his biological son or not. The point is, Sheila won't have anything to blackmail him with anymore. And he can finally get out of this marriage. It'll just be more debilitating for him if he lives his life with a woman that he can't stand. Finally, we know what she's been hiding. I can't wait to tell him about her. I literally cannot wait.
So now, before you go telling anyone anything, I think you should answer a few questions for me.
Like what?
Like how the hell are we going to prove any of this?
Well, we have to get a paternity test for Scott and little Scotty.
Oh, fine. That's all. Use a paternity test. Do you realize that you need a blood sample from Scott and the baby? How are you going to go about that? Just go up to Scott and say, oh, excuse me, by the way, I don't think your son is really your son. I'd like to test for paternity. You actually think he's going to go along with that, Lauren? I mean, he told you to back off and stay out of his life.
We have evidence.
He's not going to buy that. He's going to think you really went off the deep end this time.
Do you have a better idea?
Well, I think a paternity test is the answer. But how do we get a blood sample without Sheila or Scott finding out?
What if I ask Scott to donate blood?
Well, that might cover Scott. What about the little boy? How are you going to get a blood sample from him without his parents knowing?
Look, Scott has a right to know what's going on. And he's being used and manipulated.
I'm not arguing that. But even if you are able to come up with a scheme to get a sample of blood from Scott, it's going to be very difficult to get close enough to that little boy to draw blood. Sheila watches him like a hawk.
But there has to be a way. There's got to be a way.
I'm at a loss.
Wait a minute. I think I got it.
What? Tell me.
At Fenways, as a company first, we offer life insurance policies for our management level employees. We also offer corollary policies to the employees' families and their children under the age of 18. The only prerequisite is that they be in good health.
Since Fenmore's is funding Scott's research, he could qualify as an employee?
Absolutely, including his wife and child.
So he'll be covered under Fenmore's umbrella.
Exactly. Dr. Granger and his family are about to be insured.
Hello?
Brian, it's Lauren Fenmore.
Yes, Miss Fenmore.
There's something I'd like you to do for me. There's a young doctor running a research program the Fenmore Foundation is funding. My ex-husband, actually.
Oh, Dr. Granger.
Yes. I'd like to see him become part of our life insurance program.
Given the nature of our arrangement with Dr. Granger, it was my feeling he wouldn't qualify.
Well, I want you to bend the rules a little bit. I want to see him get the same coverage as our other employees. He has a wife and a child, and I would like them included also.
It's your call, Miss Fenmore. You realize this is not an inexpensive program.
Yes, I'm aware of that. But Scott is a good man, and his work is very significant. I think we should do this for him and his family. I want you to take care of the paperwork and do whatever else needs to be done. I believe we need to get blood tests as well, right?
I'll handle it, Miss Fenmore.
Can you get on this today?
I have a lot on my desk.
Set it aside. This takes top priority. I'll talk to Dr. Granger.
And Mrs. Granger and the child?
They may be at home, but Dr. Granger will let you know how to contact them.
Well, very well. I'll get on it immediately.
Thanks, Brian. It's in the works. Hang on, Sheila. Your little house of cards is about to be blown sky high. Stop.
Oh, hi, Lauren. Just give me 1 second. Okay. What can I do for you?
How's it going?
Good. Promising. So with research like mine, it's a very slow process. Each step brings me a little closer, but it's still a long ways from that big breakthrough.
Now, don't get discouraged, because when you do make that breakthrough, it is going to mean a lot to so many people.
I'm not discouraged. Is that why you're here, to give me some kind of pep talk?
No, but there is a reason for my visit. I think I have some very good news for you. Yeah, first. And you're agreeable?
Agreeable? I better turn this down. It sounds terrific.
Great. There'll be a few formalities, of course. We work with an independent lab. There'll be a technician that's going to be dropping by. He'll ask you a few questions, take your medical history, and draw a blood sample.
Sounds easy enough to me.
He'll also need blood from Sheila and the baby, seeing they'll be on the policy as well.
Ooh, let's see. Would it be easier if I got Sheila and my son down here? Would that help?
That would be wonderful. It'd save a lot of time.
Okay, I'll give him a call and get him down here as soon as possible.
Good. We'll wrap this up today.
This is really nice of you, Lauren. It means a lot to me.
It means a lot to me, too. I really do want what's best for you. I hope you know that. I've just talked to Dr. Granger and told him of our plans. How soon can you get someone over to the hospital to draw blood samples and get the medical history questions answered?
Within an hour, probably. I was just finishing the initial paperwork.
Good, very good. Scott is expecting a technician any time, and he's going to arrange for Mrs. Granger and the baby to be there also. As I told you, I want the whole family covered, so we'll need blood samples from all three of them.
I understand this, Fenmore.
And Brian, have your technician take a second tube from all three of them, will you?
A second tube?
Just have the technician do that, okay?
Sure, Miss Fenmore. Whatever you say.
Thank you, Brian. Bye-bye. So far, so good. It's going to happen, Sheila. I'm going to show you up for the line bitch that you are. That could be, huh? Hello?
Hi, Sheila, it's me. Could you come down to the lab right away and bring Scotty?
Why? Is there a problem?
No, no problem.
Well, then what's the big rush?
I'll explain when you get here. Could you just come down as soon as you can?
It'll take a few minutes. I have to bathe and change the baby.
Yeah, fine. I'll see you then.
Okay. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Look at that face. His daddy wants us to go see him. Yeah, he does. But he's got a surprise for us. Wonder what it could be.
You know,
Hi, sweetheart. Your little boy and I got here just as fast as we could.
Hey, my big man. What place you coming so quickly, Sheila?
Well, you didn't have to twist my arm. So, come on, don't keep me in suspense. I'm dying to know what this is all about. Although I do have my suspicions.
Your suspicions?
Because, right? For Scotty and me.
Well, yeah, I guess you could say that, Sheila.
You'd always call me and tell me to rush right down to the lab. I am curious.
Look, I didn't mean to mislead you, but I don't think this is what you had in mind, though it is something for us, and I especially want it for my son. There's a medical tech coming soon, and we're all going to have some blood tests done.
Why? Is there something going around?
No, this is for insurance purposes.
Insurance.
I want to take out a life insurance policy.
Scott, you're a young man. Why would you even think of anything like that?
Because it's a benefit. It's not going to cost us anything.
A benefit? Why didn't I hear about it?
Because it's not through the hospital. It's something I'm entitled to because of my research.
If the policy is on you, why should Scotty and I have to get a blood test?
Because there's a corollary policy on everyone in the family. We're all going to be insured. Okay, that's why we all have to do a blood test, Sheila.
Who's doing this?
Look, it's something I fell into because of my research. Right? It's a generous program, protection for our son, for his future. I'm lucky to be included.
Dr. Granger?
Yeah.
I'm Joe Brown, Genoa Labs. I'm here to draw some blood from you and your family.
Good, we've been expecting you. No.
Mrs. Granger?
Sheila,